Welcome friends in Science Lecture 4, Lesson 9, Heredity and Evolution. Today we are going to see the acquired characters and inherited traits, that is characteristics. Now what are acquired characteristics? Like they have given an example of beetles. If the beetles remains for starvation, that is hungry, for long period of time, they might get reduced with their weights. Now reducing of the weight is not a trait of inheritity because it has been acquired by them for that particular generation only, nor they will be passing their DNA material from of low weight from one generation to the another. Okay, they will not be formed weaker, or the next generation is going to come weaker itself only, because that is not an inherited trait which is passed from one generation to the another generation. So that can be called as an acquired characteristics for that particular generation only. They might get healthy also if they get a more amount of food. So it does not make sense that the next coming upcoming generation will be over healthy. They will be as the same, where the inherited characteristics, that is for DNA germ cell characteristics, which is passed from one generation to the another. So these are called as an inherited characteristics. Like if we cut down the tail of a mice, that will not be like that the mice produce for the next generation will not have the tail. They will have the tail, so they are inherited characteristics, and that is cutting down the tail of a mice is an acquired characteristics for that particular generation. Fine. The next thing is about the evolution and classification. Now what is evolution? Evolution is passing from one generation to the another generation. There is a slight change in the DNA characteristics, and due to which the new species are formed. So one generation to another, and for multiple generations, when the acquired characteristics due to environment changes, and we find a new kind of species after few many generations, that is few generations after that, many different kind of characteristics are found in different areas, and these different areas grow to a new species, entire new species after many generations. So this type of characteristics which changes in appearance, may be physical, maybe it can be a mental characteristics acquired by any of the animal, and due to its behavior also, its environment also make it like this. And this is how for the survival, when it changes its characteristics from many generation, an evolution of the new species are formed, and these new generations which are formed are supposed to be classified. Like we have classified from a single cell bacteria to furthermore in many number of cells of larger organisms, and we have grew up to the bones, that is vertebrates, and from vertebrates it has been an entirely endoskeleton which has developed. So an higher animal like human beings and many mammalians have developed lastly. So from plants also, from no seed to fruit and flowers and fruits, as a large is lastly a angiosperms are the one of the largest group of organism as plants, which have got fruits in them, which is an higher developed plants in category of plants. So I hope so you must have understood about the evolution and classification. The next is the topic of tracing evolutionary relationship. Now tracing evolutionary relationship relates to two types of thing. One is an homologous ones, and another is an homologous characteristics which are shown here, and another is an analogous characteristics. Now what are homologous characteristics? Are the same organs are there, but their functions are different. Now if you see here, the four limbs of frog, lizard, bird and humans are four limbs only, that is the organs are same, that are four limbs, but their functions are different. Like frog functions for a different purpose, to jump and catch, lizard for walking and then making it on the walls, creating vacuums and all, bird is using for wings and flight, fine, and humans for as an hand for different purposes. So these are called as an analogous organs, sorry, homologous organs. What are analogous organs? Are the organs which are having same functions but their structures are different, that is their different organs are there but their functions are different. Like if you see in the case of bat and bird, bats are having this as an organ which are function is same, that is flight, but their organs are different. The skin textures are there, and it's an kind of an structure, and a skin is there which is used for the flight and purpose. Here their wings are made up of feathers, and their function is flight only. In case of even the In case of flight given by mosquitoes and different flies also, they fly with their small wings, but their wings are not same with the birds, right? So their functions are same, but their structures are, that is, and characteristics of organs are different, are called as an analogous organs. I hope so you must have understood up till here. So thank you for this particular lecture.